Great grand rising. Come on in, guys. Let me just get this up on Facebook and we're going to be ready to go. Come on in, come on in. Go ahead and take a moment. Take a moment and tag your friends and your family members. Let them know Spiritual Success TV is live, okay? With that being said, come on in. Let me throw a great grand rising up here. All right, come on. I'm ready. I'm coming. There I go. I got it. All right, come on in. Give me a great grand rising. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you can hear me okay. And we are going to get ready to dive right in. All right, come on in. Come on in. Give me a great grand rising. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, yes, yes. All right, let's do what we do over here. Let me get some tea. Let's activate the success mind. We're going to go ahead and sit with the feet flat, back straight. Place a hand on the heart. This is a signal. Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. Come on in. Tag somebody. Hey, tag somebody. Let them know we are live. Go ahead, sit with your feet flat, back straight. Place a hand on heart. We use this as a signal. We program the nervous system. We program the subconscious mind this way, that when we put the hand to heart, we want everything to calm down. We want to come present right here. Take a good healing deep breath. We want to breathe and get the source, the oxygen, the prana, the chi, all that down into the cells. Breathe in through the nostrils. Fill up those lungs if you can, and out through the mouth slowly and fully and completely. And relax. Allow the skin over your scalp to relax. That pulls down the eyes, pulls the face down. Drop the shoulders down from your ear. Relax, beloved. Relax. Come present and relax. Your arms, your torso, your core. Deep breath in. Exhale slowly and fully. Down to your core, your thighs, your legs, your feet. Feel your feet under you. Feel the chair you're sitting in. We are grounded. We are anchored, but we are here. We're ready for the spirit to soar. Turn that focus inward now to the rich inner life. One more breath in. And exhale. Turn the focus inward to the rich inner life. The kingdom of God that is within. The deep darkness where God dwells. With His infinite power, infinite possibility. Everything that you need is within. You want to start focusing and training yourself in. And while we're here, let's just take 30 seconds. Come on. Stir up a spirit of gratitude. We're so thankful and grateful for another day, for another opportunity. We're so thankful that we get to come here in this beautiful, beautiful community that we are gathered. Thank you so much for connecting with Spiritual Success TV Live. We are here lighting the way to help you create a clear path forward. A clear path forward on your spiritual journey. I am the catalyst that will ignite true transformation in your life, and we are here to be that support to you. Why don't you just repeat this affirmation with me? We used to do this years ago. I am a divine reflection of the glory of God, the glory of the Creator. As He is above, so am I, right here, right now. I have life, and I have it in abundance to the full till it overflow. Anybody feel like overflowing with life, overflowing with joy? Yes, we are here, we are here, we are here. All right, beloved, we are in a brand new month as we started laying down foundation. And we are, according to the prophetic release that we released in our community, we are set up for this last quarter, getting ready to go into the last quarter, into the first quarter of 2025. Wow. Great grand rising, Anthony and Wonderland. Thanks for joining us live. Love you guys. Listen, beloved, we know that this is a special, high, holy time of the year. And as I made so many personal phone calls yesterday, I really feel and sense the call of God, and I'm answering the call that I have to pull my community in. So I started just contacting everybody, my former students, former clients, new lifers, right? Way back in the day when we was even New Life Prophetic Deliverance, New Life Empowerment Center, all the guys, everybody, just contacting them because there is a deposit that God wants you to have. And I feel the draw us in for 8 weeks, 8 in this universal year of 8 that is here. All the power, all the energy, and the grace is here to support you. Somebody type for me, I am divinely supported. Come on, it's here to support you. I am divinely guided. I am divinely supported. Grand Rising, Reese, thanks for joining us live. Yes. I am divinely supported. And so I feel this divine call because there is a deposit as I've been getting fresh downloads, getting fresh direction to set us up to go into this last quarter. Last thing I want to say about this before we hit the notes. Yes. I want everybody to see that I am divinely supported. I'm divinely guided. Put it in your notes, right? I have divine provision. I am supernatural. Come on and affirm yourself today. Yes. Yes, you better know it. You better know it. Yes, I am divinely supported. I just feel to stay here just 30 more seconds. And you know, we quote sacred texts all the time, but you have to know it. As Reese said, right? There is no weapon nowhere that can prosper. No weapon nowhere that can prosper against me. It may form, it may look threatening, it may look like something's getting ready to pop off, but it cannot prosper. Can you just affirm yourself today and know that you are divinely provided for? So here we are. This is the month that we're going to set ourselves up. Set ourselves up. Yes. I'm divinely supported. I see you, Anthony, and Wonderland. I get it. Yes. This is the time when we are entering into a high holy season because we're getting ready to go into the head of the year. And those of you that's been following, you know that the new year starts for us in the fall of the year according to God's calendar, right? So we may talk about more about that next week, but I want to go ahead and finish where we are. Prophetically speaking, I want to just stress this and emphasize this so that you get it. I'm going to back up and say this one more time so that you can get it. We know that God is a God of numbers. Everything God does, everything that's been created by the divine creator has numbers attached to it, right? And so here we are in a universal 8 year. That means this is our 8th year. Everything in this year energetically is here to support you. And you have to learn how to take advantage of this. I want you to come on out of false narratives of 3D, right? All the false things in 3D that want to distract you, keep you discouraged, keep you depressed. Can y'all talk back to me? If y'all just look at what's going on in 3D, 3D is the physical realm of appearance. You can become very depressed, very discouraged, very disheartening, but we don't want to be caught up in the distraction. You want to tap in to what is here to support you and all the energy, the spirit, the power, the angels, right? Whatever language work, everything is lined up to support you this year to come into personal power, to awaken out of sleep, right? I got calls over the weekend and during the week where so many people were saying, you know, I'm so thankful and grateful for what you're doing. I'm starting to study and research and I'm beginning to wake up. It's time to wake up, beloved. We're not saying that as a cliche, right? But everything is set up and aligned to support you in overcoming and shifting your life. And so we're in a season now with the 8 weeks that I'm being instructed to gather God's people. Just gather you guys in and pour in and pour in and pour in. This is more of you receiving a deposit more so than information. You know you're going to get information, but we want to bring you into a sacred environment where you can truly get what you need to start transforming, to start really shifting your life and changing your life. And you know the old saying, right? If you continue to do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always had. You don't know how many people call me and they're going through and they're dealing with things. But when it comes to taking a positive step in a direction that can shift their life, they shut down. I understand it. I've been doing this long enough. I understand perfectly well what that is. It's resistance. It's everything in the ego realm and the shadow realm, afraid to make the change, afraid to come out of the comfort zone. And I see them and I stick with people. I don't throw people away because they don't come into the community or they didn't enroll. I don't throw people away. And that's the one thing people know about me. It doesn't matter. 1 year, 2 years, 5 years later, they could still pick up the phone and say, can I talk to you? And we can always have that talk. But beloved, what happens is that they see for themselves that they continue year after year after year after year after year, continuing doing the same thing you've always done. So you'll continue to reap the same results you've always gotten. All right. But there's so much, my time is limited here, but I always want to give as much as I can. And there's a whole prophetic release that we're looking at in our community. I'm just going to lay a little bit down here. All right. So let's go to the email that you guys got when I emailed the general community. I asked this question. Have you ever paused and considered if you're gaslighting yourself? So our thing for the fourth quarter from now in September, this is a time for consecration. It's a time for prayer. And we're not talking about prayer in the old way where you're down there hollering, screaming, moaning, and groaning, right? I want to know from you guys, how many of you are seriously ready for a change? I don't even want to say the word change. Let me say, how many of you are really ready to evolve, to flow into something that you know is supposed to be present in your life? Just say, I'm ready, Dr. E, I'm ready. I mean, really, truly ready to allow all of the goodness that is you to start unfolding. In our community, we don't do a whole lot of beating up on ourselves, beating down on ourselves, condemning ourselves, but we want to affirm ourselves. And as you grow, you will begin to understand you're okay. Can somebody talk back to me and say, I'm okay? I'm okay. I'm okay. And then I want you to say, as I am. Now that's a whole deep thing that we're going to blow all of that other stuff out the water. All right. So for our sake, this is a time of consecration. This whole month of September going into October to set us up for this last quarter, which is really the first quarter of the new year, right? And our thing, what we're looking at is creating. I want to teach you guys honestly and truly how to create a new frequency that will create a new reality, right? It's time. So let me share this with you now. Gaslighting. Are you gaslighting yourself? Now, here it says this. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation that makes people doubt their reality or their feelings, right? That makes people doubt their realities or their feelings. So we talk about this. Watch this. I'm just going to read from the email. While we often associate gaslighting with others doing it to us, Many of us unknowingly gaslight ourselves, which can hinder your success, right? So are you gaslighting yourself? Meaning, are you really manipulating yourself psychologically? And I'm going to show you exactly how we do that, right? Are you really manipulating yourself where you don't believe divine guidance? You don't believe divine support, divine provision, all of the goodness that is in you. You don't believe it. Watch this. This is why we talked last week about releasing loyalty to the past. When you spend too much time in your head, reminiscing or ruminating the past, right? Or romanticizing the past. We talked about that last week. Or worrying about the future or about things you have no control over. That is a recipe for your ego mind to lead you down a rabbit hole of untruth. What am I saying? When you spend too much time in your head, and that's where all of us, we have been trained, we have been brought up to spend all the time in our head, thinking, analyzing. When you do that too much, you give room to the ego mind to lead you down a rabbit hole of untruth, right? So let me make this plain and then we'll talk. Come on, I need you guys to hit like. If you can, go ahead and hit like so that we can boost this algorithm and more people can find us, right? Let me just throw this on for a minute. Listen, here are 3 ways that you're gaslighting yourself. Number 1, yes, Reese, I am okay as, yes, I am truly ready. Yes. All right. Number 1, this is how you gaslight yourself. Not honoring or dismissing your feelings. Now, it's a whole teaching and training that we need to guide you into. When we say dismissing or not honoring your feelings, we're really talking about in that mental and emotional realm. When you know something is not right, when you know something is not honoring you, when you know something is not supporting you, we're talking about when you know that, when you don't honor that and you dismiss it and you tell yourself you're overreacting, downplaying, watch this, valid emotions, and you're ignoring your inner voice, your divine guidance. That's how you slap yourself down. That's how you dishonor yourself. This is how you gaslight yourself by telling yourself, come, I need y'all to talk back to me because we've all been there. How many of you have ever been involved in a situation or a circumstance and something happened and you felt a certain kind of way and you just said, did that just happen? Did that really just happen? No, that must be me. I'm tripping. When you get that check, a valid check from your spirit, we're not talking about suspicion. We're not talking about speculation. We're not talking about judging and criticizing. We're not on that level. That's not the energy we're dealing with. We're dealing with when you, honest to God, get a check in your spirit and your heart, and you know that you're being dishonored. You know that you are being dismissed. You know that what just went down is not in your best interest. Do you guys have people that you spend lots of time with, listening to them, letting them go through everything that they're dealing with, everything, that is happening with them? And you will spend a lot of time with them. And the minute you try to address something that you're dealing with, they shut you down. That's one of those times when you'll get a feeling that's saying to you, did that just happen? Did I just spend an hour and a half listening to you? And now when I honestly try to get some support from you, you shut me down? Well, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm being too sensitive. You have to honor yourself, all right? So not honoring or dismissing your feelings, right? Number 2, Put this in your note. Questioning your capabilities. Now, constant self-doubt creeps in, making you believe that you're not good enough. Watch this, despite evidence of all your skills, your talents, and your accomplishments, right? I don't have enough time to even go into this one like I need to, but watch this. This is where imposter syndrome kicks in. Y'all better talk back to me because I know we all been there. Imposter syndrome is when you are in your role, doing what you're supposed to be doing, getting results, using your gifts, using your talents and abilities, but you feel like a fraud. You feel like you don't belong there, right? Yes, happens to me all the time. Yes, right? That imposter syndrome from the ego mind, the shadow mind that always want to creep up and try to tell you you're an imposter, you're a fraud, you're not good enough. Nobody wants to hear you. Nobody will buy your products. This is how we gaslight ourselves. We manipulate ourselves. Y'all better hear this, right? We manipulate ourselves until we talk ourselves out of what's good for you. Einstein says this, and y'all heard me say this many times, and I want y'all to put this in your notes. Nothing happens until something moves. The same level and the same energy that created your life as it is, that created the circumstances you keep running into over and over and over again, that level cannot change your life. You continuing to be as you always have been will not change your life. It will not put you in the position. Talk back to me. Put this in your notes. Nothing happens until something moves. And so when we look at the law of the lift or thermodynamics or the law of force, right? If you are on your path and you've been on that pathway all your life, another force has to come in to shift you and to move you. Beloved, trust me when I tell you, and hear this well. This is for me and for you. There is so much good circling your atmosphere right now. So much good that wants to land in your life. But we got blinders on. We're not paying attention. We're so busy being distracted with other people, right? And emotions that don't serve you, that we're not able to see opportunities that's right in front of you. Or if you see the opportunity, you're afraid to take the opportunity, right? Number 3, rationalizing negative behavior. You make excuses. This is what I'm talking about. You make excuses for staying in situations or patterns that no longer serve you, convincing yourself that you have to endure that. Can somebody talk back to me? You stay in things too long. And then when you do get out, 9 times out of 10, like we talked last week, you romanticize it and make it better than it was. There's a reason why you broke up. There's a reason why they're no longer in your life. There's a reason why you got fired or laid off, right? And so we don't want to gaslight ourselves. You don't want to continue to rationalize negative behavior, not from yourself and not from others. Somebody take a deep breath right there and exhale. We don't want to, and I want to deal with us, because really and truly, when you talk about lasting change or seeing yourself transform, it's going to start with you. I want somebody to talk back and say, come on, y'all know it. I have the power. I just want you affirming yourself today. I have the power. I have the power to shift my life. I have the power to allow the best that God wants for me to unfold, because God is not withholding anything. Can you write that for me? Come on, I'm not seeing y'all talk back to me. God is not withholding anything. Nothing is being withheld. Nothing is being withheld. All right. So how can you stop this self-sabotage? Because this is a form of self-sabotage. Here are 3 things that can help you begin to correct this, right? Number 1, acknowledge your emotions. Many of us run from our emotions and we soothe our emotions, we numb our emotions, and we're not looking at the message that it is showing up to tell us because it feels uncomfortable, right? Acknowledge your emotions. This is so important that we would need about another 5 hours just to dig in here. So first of all, you can recognize valid emotions, recognize your emotions, and not run from them. You have to look at how you soothe yourself, how you numb yourself. Let me say this, and I'm talking to somebody, I can feel this real strong. You have to look at your drug of choice. You have to, and a drug of choice is not just alcohol, of illegal drugs or pills. It could be shopping. It could be gossiping. It could be, overspending, overeating. It could be anything. Y'all know this. You have to look at when you do what you do, why do you do it? What is it that you want to numb? What is it that you want to cover up? What is it that you're hiding from? The reason why you stay in situations too long. You allow negative behavior and patterns to persist. So your emotions are there to help you. But if we run away from them and we numb them and we soothe ourselves, you never get to the bottom of what it is that you're doing. So just as you know, I always share my journey with you guys so that you can hopefully see something. You can see something that will help you see your own life. That's the whole point. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you. That you can hopefully see something that will help you see yourself. And this is why we do this energy management over and over and over again, so that you can begin to help your nervous system that gets out of whack when you go into anxiety and you get stressed. We have to learn how to manage that, and you have to manage that by acknowledging your emotions, right? So even in my life, when I'm managing my emotions, you have to look at what have you been soothing all of your life? Because it's a reason why you drink, you shop, pornography, bed hop. It doesn't matter what it is. One is not worse or better than the other. It's just your way of coping. It's a reason why you're locked into that, and you've been locked in that most of your life. That's your drug of choice. That's how you're soothing. That's how you're self-medicating. But God wants us free to live our best life. And this is not about just calling out a demon or rebuking the demon, because you know that's easy. You can shift energy, that's easy. But when you have to come to the place where you allow yourself to be empowered. So watch this. Acknowledge your emotions, right? Start here. Give yourself permission to feel what you're feeling. Now, we're not talking about wallowing in self-pity, wallowing in victimhood. We're not talking about any of that. Remember, that's low level. That's low level. We don't want to be there. What is our theme? We're going to learn how to create a new frequency. How do you create frequency? It's based on thoughts, right? Feelings and emotions. That creates a vibration. When that vibration is sustained, it creates a frequency, and that frequency is what's attracting or repelling everything in your life. And we want to learn how to create new frequencies so that we can create a new reality. Let me pause and say this, and I want you to answer the question. Do you believe? I didn't even say no. I just want to know if you believe Do you believe that you have the power and the authority to create a different life experience? Talk back to me. Let me know if you believe that. The reason why, because so many people, I see it over and over and over again, they believe that it's something external that's calling the shots in their lives. It's something external, right, that's doing it to them, and they never get to own their power and authority to create. So answer me. Let me hear you. Do you believe? Do you believe that you have the power and the authority to create a different experience? I'm here to tell you that we all have. We absolutely do have it, but you have to begin to learn how to use the proper tools, techniques, and everything that God has created us with to be able to do it, right? Okay, let me finish this up. My time is just about up here, right? Give yourself permission to feel what you're feeling. Your emotions, watch this, I said this, are valid indicators of your inner world. It's telling you what you're afraid of. It's telling you what you're skeptical of. It's telling you what you don't believe about yourself. Your feelings, your emotions are indicators of what's going on inside of you. And then it gets reflected in a picture outside of you, right? Then it'll get reflected in a picture outside of you in your circumstance, right? Number 2, pay attention to your thoughts and challenge them. You know, we've been there. This is how you're going to stop gaslighting yourself. Pay attention. All of those thousands of thoughts that's going through your mind on a daily basis, pay attention and then challenge those thoughts. Are these thoughts based on fact or is it based on fear? 99% of the time, it is false fear. False fear, right? And y'all know the acronyms, false evidence appearing real, right? Forget everything and run. That's another one, right? No. Challenge the thought and see if it's based on fact, if it's based on fear. This is how you start working with yourself, beloved. This is how you're going to become a master and come into mastery and start operating as a God in this 3D realm, right? Yes, I know I have the power, but I know that I need to yes, yes. I love that, Reese. Do you see what Reese's saying, y'all? She said, I need to learn how to relearn the tools because the truth of the matter is we came here knowing. We were born knowing. We were born with the tools and everything that we need to be creator gods. But 3D, our upbringing, our environment, our experiences trained us how to not know how to use these tools. I love that. And that's what we're doing here. We're unlearning. I have learned that I struggle with wanting to believe I have within me. Let me see. I have learned that I struggle with wanting to believe, right? I have within me to create a different life and actually believing it fully and daily. Yes, that's why, Brian, thank you. There's a difference between believing and knowing, right? And so we use this process that I learned from my mentors years ago. We call it IU, right? And I teach this about there's a difference between being aware of something, right? So we could be aware that we have power and that God gave us power. Listen, all power has been given unto me in heaven and earth, said Jesus the Christ. Behold, now I give you power to tread on scorpions and serpents and all the work of the enemy, right? So, and scorpions, serpents, just put in the place of that serpents and scorpions, your life circumstance. But how to actually work that? How to actually make that work is the challenge. And that is why we're here, so that we can come in. We can be aware of it, right? You could even believe it or understanding, AUK. You can be aware of something. You can even have an understanding of it. So much so that you could teach it, you could preach it, you could tell it to others, you could quote it. You have an understanding of it, but you don't have a knowing of it. When you know something, you embody it. It becomes you, and you get the results of it. And so that is what you're speaking to, right? You have an understanding of that. You're aware of that. But how to actually work this thing on a daily basis and get the results, that's what we all are evolving into. And this is how you start shifting from mindset misery. And y'all just give me some hands up, some thumbs up, some hearts, anything. If you have already shifted from mindset misery, meaning that you are no longer a victim, believing every thought that comes into your mind, every thought that you think, every negative thought, every disempowering thought. At least you're not there anymore, where you're catching that stuff and you can shift it, where you're starting to manage your mindset. Let me see your hand. Give me some hearts, balloons, anything, right? So we are challenging ourselves, and I want you to remind yourself often of your accomplishments. They are evidence of your capabilities. Okay? And number 3, you have to set loving boundaries. First with yourself, where you won't allow yourself to be gaslit by your own negative thoughts and opinions, right? And then you set loving boundaries with others, but start with yourself first. Set some boundaries for yourself, where you're loving yourself, honoring yourself, taking care of yourself, keeping your word to yourself. Start there. Before you try to make anybody else do anything, start with yourself. Then you start creating loving boundaries with others, where you don't allow them to belittle you, abuse you, right? You don't allow any of that. So set loving boundaries with yourself first. Don't allow yourself to wallow in self-pity and insecurities, or constantly question, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's the matter with me? What's the matter? We don't want that. We don't do that over here. You want to start acknowledging what's right about you. Can y'all, everybody talk back to me? We're going to close here. Everybody tell me one thing that's right about you. I'm a star. I'm beautiful, honey. I am beautiful inside and out. That's what you have to know about yourself. Tell me one thing that's right about you. I'm a master teacher. I'm brilliant. Tell me something that's right about you. Come on, I'm going to wait for you. I want you to start reminding yourself of your gifts, your talents, your accomplishments, because they are evidence of your capabilities. We talked about that last week. Evidence, evidence. What does your life say? Oh, yes, Brian. Yes. Brian says, I am loyal and dedicated when I am committed. I agree, because you are certainly and still are loyal and dedicated to me after all these years. The best personal assistant I ever had. Brian was a personal assistant to me for many years. Still the best. The best. Yes. All right. So, beloved, we want to stop gaslighting ourselves. All right. Who else? Let me see. Come on, tell me something. Tell me something good about yourself. I want you to remind yourself often, right? Be bold. Come on. This is where we want to be visible and vulnerable. We practice here, as my mentor would say, so that when you go out in the world, you can own all your good stuff. And it doesn't matter what room you walk into, you can own your good stuff. Remember all those years and years ago when I struggled with the rejection syndrome? I would walk into a room and immediately believe everybody in that room was better off than me. They were better than me. They were better off. That was just such a false and lying concept. Now we're going back probably 25, 30 years. I can remember that so vividly, walking into a room and scanning the room and just thinking, everybody, in look at the lies that's how we gaslight ourselves. And really and truly, if the truth be told, I was probably the most powerful person in the room, because I was there to deposit. I was there to give. I was there to shift and transform their life. So that's why I say a lot of times we can be moving. You can be teaching, preaching, doing your work, doing your career, building your career, and still belittle yourself. Still feel like an imposter. And what does rejection syndrome say? Something's wrong with me. I'm not good enough. So I'm going to shrink and I'm going to reject myself. And because you're shrinking your energy so small, you become invisible. I took a vow of invisibility from that, so that people don't see you. People don't acknowledge you, right? So it could be anything for yourself. So beloved, I want again, I'm still holding, especially for you guys, the early bird enrollment we're coming in for 8 weeks. We're going to start like the first week in October, right? I put the URL on the screen so that you can go and take a look at that, right? I want you with me. Now, I'm going to go live probably in the evening during the week, and then next week, I want to do some giveaways. I want to give you let me tell you why I don't do free when it comes to this. Because you have to understand it's not about money per se. It's about honoring the exchange and honoring the value of investing in yourself. And you have to have some skin in the game. Something that will cause you to say, you know what, I'm going to show up, but I'm going to do you a real solid. Trust me, I'm going to do you a real solid. That's the URL. Go there. I'm still holding, that tuition rate. And I tell you guys, this is one of the things that I hold to. When I say things like, there's always a way. If you need something else co-created for you, inbox me, message me, right? That's where you have to take the first step. That's where you have to take the first step. Don't count yourself out when you see the investment for the tuition and say, oh, I can't afford that. I don't have that. No such thing as I can't afford it. I can't. No such thing. That's what I mean. There's always a way. The minute you say, I can't afford it, I don't have it, you shut your brain down. You shut divine guidance down. What you want to say instead is, and this is for anything, how can I afford it? How can I afford it? That opens the brain, opens the mind, stimulate intuition to start showing you how it can be done. So when I say things, listen, if you know this is for you and you know you want to be a part of these 8 weeks, that's going to set us up to go into 25 just in a whole different way, where you're learning how to create new frequencies so that you can create new realities. Go there to that website. I got to contact my people. It's loading a little slow. So if it loads a little slow, just wait. It'll load. I got to find out why that's loading slow. Okay. But go there. And if you need to talk to me, inbox me, right? Talk to me. And let's co-create something where you say, I know this is for me. We just have to be creative and co-create a way that I can do this, and I'm all in. That's all we're asking, beloved. That is all we're asking. So with that being said, let's go ahead and do what we do. And we're going to sow seed. We want to worship together, right? We want to worship together in our giving, sow seed. You want to keep that currency moving. You want to keep money moving. You want to keep currency flowing. Sow a seed. And these are all the ways you can sow, right? You all know it. By now, I'm just going to put this up. I'm just going to put this up. No, it's this one. All right. Those are all the ways that you can sow seed. And we're still in the universal year of 8. We're in the 9th month of finality, judgment, birthing out. So we're working with the numbers 9 and the numbers 8. Sow your seed, 98, 88, 88, 98, however your spirit is telling you to do. $9.88. And if you're going to do that, do the $8.88, name that seed. We're going to water the seed. This is your way of saying to the universe, to the quantum realm, I am in with this word. I am in with this word. And I'm setting myself up to see this word manifest in my life. All right. Okay, beloved, like this video, share it on your timeline. SSLers, no SSL tomorrow. We will continue to be on break until the first week in October when we come together for this new deposit that God wants to release. All right, lovelies, have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day. Bye-bye.